Happy to have back on my next guest, Anthony Romero, one of the top prospects in Canada, and glad to see the UFC is recognizing it because he's going to be fighting on Contender Series on August 25th against Mike Breedon. Anthony, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing awesome, but I did not get called to fight on the Contender Series. Congratulations, man. I know this was something we kind of expected before your last fight, but how nice is it to finally have it official and people know the news?
It feels amazing. I'm happy that my hard work is paying off. It was supposed to happen last year, but unfortunately, due to contract issues, it never happened. But everything happens for a reason. I got 2 more fights in, and now I'm here, exactly where I want to be.
When did you actually find out that this was official? Because it seemed like I heard about this months ago, and I mean we're recording this on July 16th. The fight's coming up, more than a month away. When did you actually hear the news?
I believe it was the first or second week of June. I had to obviously keep everything on the down low because I wanted to make sure everything was official. So I had to wait, and then it finally got released, and I got excited, and yeah, now we're here.
How tough was it keeping a secret? Because you got this big news, and you can only tell, I'm sure, just a few close people because I got to keep it tight-lipped.
Yeah, I told my parents. We live in the same house and everything, so they heard how excited I was in my room, and I ran downstairs, and they were asking what was wrong. And I said, we did it. We're almost there. And we gave each other a big hug.
Awesome. And, one of the things that you have over a lot of other Canadians that fight on Contender Series is you fought in the United States for pretty much the majority of your career. In fact, I think all your fights have been in the States for the most part. How much of an advantage is that, having to go and travel and all that, whereas a lot of fighters get to fight locally, in their hometown?
I believe it's a huge advantage. I've competed for the national team for kickboxing, and I've had to go to Brazil. I've had to go to Italy.
Let's talk about Mike Breedon, 8-2 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I maybe saw him once, some of his fights, the first time I heard about him, and that was pretty much it. My coaches do the rest, and I just improved my own skill set. I know he's a great fighter. He's on the show for a reason. They don't just pick anybody. So I'm expecting a great fight. He's well-rounded, and I'm excited to test his skills.
And the timing of this might be pretty good because I know for a lot of fighters, they like to have an 8-week camp. Pretty much when you found out, I'm sure that's when camp started.
Yeah, I've been training even before that. I knew there was some opportunity. I knew that the Contender Series was going to happen. I didn't know exactly when. And it so happened that it starts in August, when it usually starts, I think, last week of June, beginning of July. So I knew something was coming, and especially with the UFC starting up their cards again, there's an opportunity somewhere, even a short notice fight in the UFC. So I was always ready, and now we're here and just pretty much just sharpening everything up, and I'm already in shape and ready to go.
So the last time we talked, if I remember correctly, was you came off that win, and then obviously COVID hit. How have things impacted you with COVID-19 and the restrictions? We're lucky up here in Canada; things are a little bit better than down in the States. But how have things impacted you just with training and everything else?
Everything is pretty much normal. I've been training, doing pretty much everything the exact same, doing my wrestling, doing my my pad work and all that. Yeah, not much is different. It's nice just to be at home, not traveling everywhere, not spending all that gas money going to Toronto for training and all that. But I enjoy camp a lot.
And as far as training partners, who are you getting to work with right now? Because I'm sure you got to have maybe smaller groups than you're used to, just because that's usually how guys want to train. They don't want to worry about the COVID-19 stuff.
Yeah, I just pick maybe 2 guys, and pretty much that all there is. I'm sure you know Aaron Jeffrey. We're working a lot with him. He was on the Contender Series last year, and just to talk with him, it's pretty cool to get that experience from him, letting me know how everything went. I was there last year as well to watch him, which was cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of people would rather not me talk about them training and stuff like that. So I'll keep
understandable.
That
Government could be watching. Trudeau could burst down the door right now for all we know. For people not social distancing. So there you go. Do you hang out with Vlad at all too? Because he trains with Aaron as well.
Oh yeah, I hang out with him a lot.
Oh, that's awesome. Vlad is my favorite guy to interview. He's one of the biggest characters you'll ever meet. So you get to see sort of the buddy cop between them, Aaron and Vlad. They're my favorite 2 people. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he's actually in on Yaz Island right now for commentary. So that's pretty cool, or translation and all that.
That's right. Yeah,
So
I did see that.
he's gone. Yeah, he's gone for a month now. So when he comes back, we'll get training again.
And Aaron's got a fight booked. I saw Matt post the photo yesterday. He's fighting for some promotion in Florida. It must be cool that you both have fights coming up, so it's probably a little bit easier with you guys both training.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. We're working together a lot, and we're just passing on different skills and everything. And yeah, it's helping a lot. It's nice to be in camp with someone else. You get that feeling, you get that push from other people, and yeah.
Does Aaron ever get upset? He always seems like he's in a good mood.
Yeah, he's a happy guy. He's always in a good mood.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I know he's trying to live up. We're all Canadian. We got to sort of live up to this, friendly people thing. But he really does it a lot. Like I don't ever see him like frown or get upset. Even when he lost to Brendan Allen, he seemed like he was fine. But obviously, he took it seriously. But I just mean in general, his demeanor is very positive. That's what I'm getting at. It's a compliment, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. He's a positive guy, and he's always motivated. He's always training as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, and he'll be in the UFC soon, by the way. People are watching. I mean, he had to fight Brendan Allen. Like, it doesn't get any tougher than that on Contender Series. And I think Brendan was a guy who should have been in the UFC a while ago. So hopefully this next fight, and then maybe you and Aaron will both be in the UFC soon. I wanted to ask, you mentioned going to Contender Series last year to watch Aaron. Do you feel like that's also an advantage? Because for some fighters, being in that quiet environment, it can be a bit different for them. They're not used to it. I mean, you're probably used to getting booed just going into enemy territory. But, do you feel like that helps just, being around that environment already?
Yeah, I believe it's a huge advantage. I actually just came back from there, and just seeing everything was just like normal. I've been there before. I saw the cage and everything, so it's a big advantage to look at your surroundings and see how everything's going to be. And yeah, I'm excited to showcase my skills. And yeah. Did
you see TJ Laramie down there? He's another Canadian that's going to be fighting on the Contender Series.
Actually, we weren't allowed to roam around too much. Everyone had different time periods to do their media stuff and pictures and all that. And then other than that, we were pretty much quarantined in the hotel. So we weren't allowed to go around and see other people. Otherwise, I'd be seeing all those UFC guys everywhere and girls, and big fanning out.
Yes, no, for sure. I mean, that's part of it as well too. The weight cut. I mean, obviously you're a guy that always makes weight, but this fight's a while out. Like, are you just starting to eat healthy now and just like get the weight down, or how does that sort of work? Because I know you're very very smart when it comes, and especially with Aaron, he's like a nutritionist, so it's probably like easy to work the weight cut in.
Yeah, well, it's an easy cut for me. It's not an issue. A lot of people say I could probably make 145, but I'm pretty comfortable at 155. I haven't had any issues making weight, so if it's not broke, why fix it? And yeah, like I said, the weight cuts is pretty simple for me, and I'm always eating relatively well. Here and there, I'll have some snacks, but it doesn't throw me off at all.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
So unfortunately, I can't bring three. Usually, I have Rory, Lyndon, and Chris Prickett in my corner, but I'm just going to take Lyndon Whitlock and Chris Prickett with me, and yeah, we're a solid team.
Yeah, Lyndon's such a good coach. I got the chance to watch him a few times fight, but I feel like coaching has really been his calling since, I don't know if he still competes, but I know that coaching has been something that's really worked out well for him.
Yeah, I love having both those guys in my corner. Make me feel very comfortable. All three of them, actually. And but unfortunately, I can only bring two, and when I have my UFC debut, I can bring all three.
How's the fight playing out on August 25th? How do you see it unfolding?
I see a submission, second, third round. And yeah, I'm excited to get the finish, especially in front of the Dana White and all those guys, ready to finish the fight and then show them why I deserve to be in the UFC.
Now with COVID-19, everyone's got a little bit of extra time, like you mentioned, not having to drive as much and get gas and use gas, I should say, and all that. Have you picked up any new hobbies during this quarantine, or maybe watching some new shows or movies or anything like that?
That's a good question. Kind of just video games, just playing video games.
What are you playing? I got to hear. What are you playing?
Home most of the time. Just Call of Duty. I've been playing that a lot. I like the new format that they have, kind of like Fortnite, where the circle's always closing and you have to work with your team to work together and win the game, be the last team standing. So I kind of like that idea. Other than that, pretty much training, sleeping, eating, and that's pretty much all I can do.
Anthony, again, congratulations. I'm so happy to see them bring in some more Canadians in there. I mean, I knew this was going to happen, but it's nice to see it finally official. We're going to be watching it. It's August 25th. It is Contender Series. You can check it out on UFC Fight Pass. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, the floor is yours.
Yeah, social media is genius_MMA, and all my sponsors. I have so many, and everyone just supporting me so much over the years. And my management, Dodge Sports, thank you for setting this up. My parents, my family, just everyone that's going to be watching, and everyone that's supporting me since day one. I really appreciate all of you. My team, my coaches, and thank you as well.